That's Bloodstone here on Action 73, and gentlemen, that's gorgeous. Charles E. McCormick presented to commemorate the sale of more than 1 million records of Natural High, which you sang earlier. Charles, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Would you do the honors and introduce the gentleman on our far right?
That's Boogers, Willis Draffin.
All right, and this gentleman right here?
Harry Williams.
Harry, and up top over here?
Harry Wilkins.
And behind the drums?
Durrell Clifton.
And this is Mr. McCormick here, we've already introduced. Over on the end?
Charles Love.
That's Bloodstone. We thank you very much,
Thank you
gentlemen.
very much.
Congratulations for a fine record.
This group was instrumental in facilitating the transition from the R&B and soul group ideals of the 50s and 60s to the funk influences of the 70s and beyond. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Bloodstone. Before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification bell to be sure you won't miss on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Around 1962, the group formed in Kansas City as a cappella doo-wop group called the Sincers when the original members were still in high school. In 1967, the band traveled with the Smokin' Emeralds, a huge Kansas City horn band, and played a Motown-style revue that drew enormous crowds at a venue called The Place in Kansas City's Westport neighborhood. The band progressed with the decade, and by 1968, they were based in Las Vegas, performing in nightclubs with many other second-string soul groups, most notably Sonny Charles and the Checkmates. From there, they traveled to Los Angeles and did something unexpected. They learned to play instruments and formed a band. They created a distinct sound with the group's vocal mix, which combined parts of doo-wop, gospel, and soul, set against Charles Love and Willis Draffin's Hendrix-influenced guitar work and multi-layered percussion. After learning to play their individual musical instruments, they relocated to Los Angeles, California, where they met their future managers.
Well, believe it or not, I started in junior high school. And what had happened with that situation, I the one that put the group together. And the reason that I did put a group together, these guys that I was going to school with, they had a singing group. So I wanted to be in their singing group, you know, and they told me, said, well, no, Harry, we don't have any room for you. I said, well, okay then, partner. I said, that'll work for me. So what I did, I put a group together, and I think it was 4 of us at the time. It was Roger Durham, Michael Woods, and Sonny Shankers. So, but anyway, I put the group together, so I hooked these guys up, so we started singing and rehearsing and what have you. But where I was with it, if they didn't rehearse, I would put them out. So what had happened, as we went along, I ran into Charles McCormick and Charles Love. Yep. And I asked the two of them, well, I asked Charles McCormick, I said, hey, man, I said, I need a tenor. You know, so Mac, believe it or not, was singing bass.
I sure was.
Yeah, and when I heard him sing tenor, I said, oh, no, man, no, you can't do that, partner. I said, no. Yeah, I said, you got to be a lead singer.
You have to leave that bass alone, huh?
Yeah. So anyway, he got his friend at the time, which was Charles Love, and they had a little group also. So Charles Love came on in, and I had Mac in. And so what had happened, I ran into Willis Draffin, which was a guitar player.
Yeah, he played guitar, yeah.
Yeah, so at that time, we were self-contained. Willis Draffin played guitar. Charles McCormick played bass.
I played bass, yeah.
Uh-huh. And Charles Love played rhythm guitar. So, and I played percussion. So, man, we hooked it all up and what have you, you know, and we played around Kansas City. And we left Kansas City and went to California.
The band also replaced their drummer, Melvin Webb, with Eddie Summers, a Los Angeles native. The managers chose to alter their name from the Sinceres to Bloodstones. The band had little interest from any record companies in Los Angeles, so the group moved to London in 1971 on the advice of his manager. In London, they signed with Decca Records. The founding members included Charles McCormick, Willis Drafton Jr., Charles Love, Harry Williams, Roger Durham, and Eddie Summers. The debut album was titled Bloodstone, and 2 songs were issued simultaneously. That's the way we make our music. And Girl You Look So Fine, both written and orchestrated by Eddie Summers, the band's newest member. Its second album, Natural High, peaked at number 10 in the US R&B charts and was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. The album was composed by several members of the group Bloodstone, and the single, Natural High, peaked at number 10 on the pop chart, becoming the group's signature hit. Vernon produced the first 5 Bloodstone albums, which yielded 7 top 20 R&B songs, nearly all of which reached the mainstream top 40. The group was a popular concert attraction, and its records did well. All of this eventually resulted in a 1975 film agreement. Bloodstone appeared in Train Ride to Hollywood, a comedy that included parodies of classic Hollywood screwball comedies with characters portraying Clark Gable, Humphrey Bogart, Jean Harlow, and others, with a very comprehensive history of black vocal harmony music spanning the Mills Brothers to the Coasters. Bloodstone's other singles are Never Let You Go,
I do whatever I can just to stay your man.
Outside Woman,
And as soon as I can, I'll break away and see you.
and My Little Lady. Bloodstone was a key figure in the 1970s black rock and funk movements, as well as the brown eyed soul trend, which had several Latin music infused successes. Bloodstone played alongside Marvin Gaye, Curtis Mayfield, Elton John, and the Impressions. The group subsequently retreated from the public eye, despite a brief stay at MOTOWN until the early 1980s, when it signed with the Isley Brothers T-Neck label and released a financially and artistically successful album, We Go a Long Way Back, produced by the brothers. The title hit propelled them back into the R&B top 10 in 1982, but despite numerous additional T-Neck songs charting, the group's recording career stopped there for more than 2 decades. Roger Durham passed on July 27, 1973, at the age of 27 of kidney failure and liver complications. Founding member Melvin Webb passed in 1982. Willis Drafton passed on February 8, 2002, at the age of 56. Charles Love passed on March 6, 2014, at the age of 68. Love passed from complications of pneumonia and had been battling emphysema for several years. Charles McCormick passed on April 12, 2022, at the age of 75. Summers passed from colon cancer on April 5, 2022, at the age of 74. When McCormick passed away, Harry Williams became the sole remaining member of the original. He continued to perform alongside Donald Brown, who replaced Drafton in 2002, and Charles McCaleb, who succeeded McCormick, until his passing on November 22, 2024, at the age of 80. The National R&B Music Society in Philadelphia presented Bloodstone with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song from Bloodstone?